Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Varei. Chaim l'chaim. Welcome, folks. Continue with the mimer of the Hasidic discourse. Basi Lagani. God wants to come into his garden, to his bridal chamber, to have a deep and profound and intimate relationship with us. But we have to provide, we have to create it. It happened once. God created it, the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve. It didn't last. Didn't last because it came from above. It didn't come from us. We have to create that reality. We're the foot soldiers out in a jungle, dark world, in which we need to transform it from the lie to the truth. The lie is that I'm independent of God. Not that we need God merely. You could say, oh, that's the truth. No, not merely that we need God, but God is the only true reality. There's nothing outside of him. I'm not separate from him. So that's a battle that we have to work from within and a battle that's from without in order to create in me a sanctuary for the presence of God. In order to do that, God squanders from above and gives us. So he's giving us a light, an illumination, a revelation of him, of the Ein Sof, the limitless of him that can be revealed to the lowest place within me, within the world. And he also gives us something that's beyond. Something that is above and beyond that cannot be accessed through my awareness. We don't experience it as light. We don't even experience it as a connection. It's beyond that. So let's understand what we're talking about. So the fact that there is the metaphor is that of a teacher and a student. When we speak of teacher, we're talking about a Moses type of teacher, the Rebbe, right? Who's teaching us this mimer. So, in life, there are three elements that we need in our lives. We need food, we need clothing, and we need a place to live, a home, right? Those are the three basics. Food, all of that is a metaphor, as we'll see. Food, drink is something that is internalized. So when a teacher teaches a student, there is the part of the teaching that the student gets and internalizes it, makes it theirs to such a degree that they get it. And sometimes, the Torah has to tell us, oh, by the way, where you got that idea from, you should mention where you got the idea from. Because once you get it and you own it, Mm. Food you really own. Why? Because once you have eaten it, it becomes a part of you. Oh, that's real ownership. So when you learn from your teacher and you get the teachings, oh, you really own it because it's a part of you. In other words, you get to see the world the way the Rebbe sees the world because he's giving you his perception. You get to see the world, get to know the world the way the Rebbe sees the world because you get his teachings. But the teacher, when teaching, doesn't just give, and we're talking about a master teacher, a Rebbe, right? Doesn't just teach on a level that is that you grasp, because a true teacher will teach in a manner that there's things that is makif, that is beyond you. That's beyond you. And you will only get maybe after 40 years, as our sages say, that we don't really get our master teacher, our Rebbe's teachings until 40 years. Well, what does that mean? 40 is the idea of maturity. And, you've been taught something that kind of you didn't get, it was a little beyond you. Now, it doesn't mean you have to it takes necessarily 40 years. It might just take, a month later that you got it. Why? Because you didn't have enough understanding, enough information to grasp the teachings. But with time you did. So that's a makif, right? That's something that hovers over you, that's beyond you, right? In other words, didn't come food and drink that became internalized and became a part of your understanding and your vision. But it's not so distant from you that with time you get it. But then there are teachings that are like completely distant and you don't get, and you will never get. Because we're talking about a master teacher over here, right? So a master teacher has the capacity second. So there still remains things that are beyond. So um, the first idea in the teachings is, of course, grasping. But what's important to note is when you learn something, it's not all meant to be grasped immediately. When you're talking about a master teacher, you're talking about a Rebbe. It's giving teachings that are beyond you at the same time. And that's called Makiv HaKarev. It's encompassing you, but it's close. And metaphorically, that's like clothing, right? Clothing is not in you, right? Like food. It's on you, encompasses you, but it's made measured to you, right? If it's not made to measure to you, then of course, clothing will be a debilitation rather than something that enhances the person. Yeah, the guy goes to the tailor and he buys a suit, and after buying the suit, the guy comes and he puts it on, and like the sleeve is too long, you know. So the guy goes, "Oh well, just go like this." Oh, Mazel tov. Mazel tov. Happy birthday. Right? It goes like this. Then this sleeve is too short, so he tells him, well, just go like that. And the jacket, well, the jacket, was oh. And I said, oh no, I'll go like that. So he's limping down the street afterwards from, after the tailor. And um, in other words, if it's not made to measure, to fit you, it's going to be debilitating. But yet, it's not in you, it's upon you, over you, right? So that's the idea of the teachings that are distant from you, that you don't really get. You didn't absorb them in your mind. They didn't become, as food becomes a part of your intellectual integrated understanding within your mind. But with time, it will. With time, it will. But then there is what we call hamakiv. Makiv means this encompassing, right? The encompassing that is rachik, that's distant. And that's like a house, right? If you have a house, if you're 6 feet and your ceiling is 6 feet, that's a little too close for comfort, right? That's a comfortable house. Comfortable house, you've got 7, 8 feet, 9 feet even, ceiling. That's really and it encompasses not just one person, it encompasses many people, a home, right? As opposed to clothing, it's encompassing only you. That's called makif harochik. So that is the idea of that there's teachings that are inherently something that will not illuminate you, right? In other words, in illumination, when we speak about the, you know, um, God's infinite light that comes down, down, down so far, right? So think about it. This master teacher is teaching God's teachings. He brings it down so far, right? That part of it is contracted to such a level that, hey, I even get this. That's a contractional light. Some of it is not contracted, and that's called a makif, right? It's not reduced. That's an encompassing light, close, like clothing, right? But it still hovers beyond me, and it'll only be integrated with time, with more teachings, with more maturity, life experience. It'll be, something that I will integrate and it'll become a part of me. But then there is that we speak about the Ein Sof light, that it goes above, not the way it's drawn down and revealed to the lowest level, but the light of God. Excuse me 1 second. Sorry. So then there is the light of God that is goes above to no end. And it's not something that's going to be revealed. It's an expression of God that connects to us in a way that we don't have conscious awareness of, that's beyond us, beyond that which I can tap into. Because even when there's if I'm teaching an idea, if I'm teaching, right, you an idea, just to bring this, speaking of master teacher, it doesn't, not me, but even when I'm teaching something, and sometimes, I ask, did you get it? And I get a thumbs up. And sometimes, you get it, but not quite. You don't really get it because it's hovering over you. It's not integrated and become really something that you own. Owning means that you can give it over, right? That you're able to, express it to another. That's true ownership of an idea, of a teachings. But then there's something that hovers as beyond us and I don't quite, you know, um, but it's still a revelation to you because there's something revealed. The fact that you're aware that that's like a lofty idea. I don't know if I quite got it. And with time, it'll be more revealed and become integrated and become a part of you. But that makif, that hovering, is still a revelation of light. That light is beyond you. But then there's something that, no, it's not revealed to you. It doesn't come in an experience of an awareness. It doesn't come in a way that, oh, it's a little lofty, it's a little beyond me, but I'm trying to grapple. No, 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 it's beyond that even. I gave yesterday a metaphor of, putting a chitas, chomesh tilim and a tanya in a bassinet of a child. So nice, cute idea. Nice, cute idea. But it's, what's the child get from it? It knows what it's staring at when it sees a chumash there. It's something beyond, not even, beyond grasp. Totally beyond. And yet, does a child want that? But it still has an effect. It's a makiv arachik. It's it's an encompassing light that you don't experience light, you don't experience revelation. It's beyond an awareness even. Then what's the point? We're going to learn more about this to appreciate this, that my awareness is not what defines me. And therefore, I can be connected to something divine beyond my awareness. And that divine will affect me. It's not going to affect me again in a way that I'm integrating it with my mental capacity, with my mind and understanding, but doesn't mean there isn't a relationship and a connection to that divine level. There is. And that's really where this mimer is going, is that we get gifted something. Not only that we can reveal godliness to the lowest level in our experience, in our awareness, in our world, in our lives, but we can connect to the divine in a way that, and it's funny to use the word connect, because we don't connect it through awareness. How will that express itself? We'll see. More to come. Fascinating stuff. Fascinating. I hope I hope like this, that some of it became integrated and you got. Some of it is hovering a little beyond you and you will get. And that that the fact that you're not aware of some of it and it's beyond, that part, not aware, but there is that part too.